Uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom! Well, hello there, humans, bees, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and if you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it too. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Bushkin. Today's video is all about the problem child, the Mini 14, that has gone up to the fence in the game marked, do not pass this fence or you will be OP, leapt it in one clear bound and kept going straight on through and is now approaching the fence marked, don't go past this fence or you'll be flavor of the month. Now this video hopefully will turn it flavor of the month because the Mini 14 has become a real problem. It's super strong right now. And while it hasn't had any drastic changes in the last patch, I think we need to revisit it and talk about the stats, how it came to be so strong, what it has going for it, why it's in the current place it's in, and how you can set it up correctly to actually be even better than it probably is with your current sensitivity settings. And I'm also going to show you the secret of the Mini 14 and the 4X, which if you don't know, will be very, very helpful. This is my original Mini 14 video. I found it back when Miramar TPP didn't exist and Miramar FPP was the only thing we played. Well, it existed, but you didn't bother with it. Why would you play TPP when you could play FPP and have dynamic, engaging gameplay, not lying on your balls in the dirt kind of gameplay? This video came to the conclusion the Mini 14 wasn't that great. And I had a lot of good reasons why, and really, honestly, it wasn't that great. Now, if you haven't subscribed since this video, maybe you should subscribe for this video. But this is the conclusion.
As it stands right now, you're looking at a weapon that, for all intents and purposes, performs its designated role admirably, but doesn't have the variety that you can get from an M16 or
gotta have variety, Bushka,
or a Scarab. And because of that, you are far better off running one of those ARs with a Kar 98 or an M24 or an AWM in the second slot, or even if you're into really close wet work in the city and over-under. I love using an over-under in the second slot. And that will give you a lot more loadout versatility.
Over-under in the second slot, hey, you weirdo. But that was before the Mini 14 started doing things like this. Before it started pulling up to third parties and firing off 20 well-aimed shots that do an absolute metric buttload of damage really, really quickly and wiping everyone. It's before the gun became the gun it is now. The gun it is now is incredible. This is an excerpt from another video. Now, the point that I make in this video, I'm not going to use the audio because I want to talk a little bit about it, is that the Mini used to be the gun that had incredible recoil and incredible bullet velocity, and that bullet velocity equaled accuracy. And then they just went and buffed the ass out of it. Like, they buffed it and then they buffed it again. And now you've got a gun that also has incredible damage. The old base damage on the Mini was 45.9. The new base damage these days is 53.9. Now, the SKS got bumped up to 57, but the SKS used to be 54. This is an old school SKS with 1,000 meters per second bullet speed. No recoil now. Like, the recoil now is so nonsensical, it's ridiculous. And that recoil and that bullet speed and that damage just allows you to absolutely mince people. I'm going to show you a couple of clips here. And I'm going to talk about what's so impressive in these clips. And it's, you've seen this one already, but it's the speed you can fire at and the speed you can fire at without the reticle going crazy. In fact, if you set it up correctly, the reticle just pretty much returns to where the reticle previously was. Watch this. This is the best example. This is a Mini 14 with an 8X. There's a guy that's basically just showing his head at the compound across the way from us. And I've got my Mini set up to the point where you can really just tap fire the first 3 or 4 shots straight. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. There he is. Watch this. What the hell? That was so quick. He gave me a tiny, tiny, tiny little poke, and we absolutely rinsed him. Let's have a look at the range at how you do this. I'll show you it in slow-mo first, and you can see we fire the first round, second round, third round, fourth round, fifth round. They're all going in, right? They're all going in. Now, the thing about the Mini 14 is obviously that you can tap fire the crap out of it. I should show you the 4X trick first before we go any further. The Mini with the 4X is a lot like the SCAR-L, the M416, the M16A4, they all do this. See, the 4X on the 5.56 ARs is different. You've got that red line in the middle and then the 2 gaps either side of open air. What you want to do is get the target in between the black line on the left and the red line in the middle with the little pointy arrow. You can do it either side. And as long as they're in the middle of that, when you fire, the rounds are going to go in. Okay? It doesn't matter the range. It doesn't matter the range. As long as they're running left to right on your screen at normal running pace and you put them in the middle there, the target's going to go in. So most people see the Mini 14 and they're firing really, really fast and they're like, oh, that must be easy. And they just use the normal settings. And if they change anything, they change the camera speed or the lens, which is basically they up that speed so that the actual lens area moves faster. But that doesn't help the Mini. The Mini fires so fast that what it actually uses is the ADS speed settings, the full auto ADS speed settings on your sensitivity settings. So what you want to do is rather than just adjust the camera, you set up your custom sensitivity settings for the Mini, and you up your ADS sensitivity settings on your 4X, I've already done the 6X, the 4X, the 8X, and the 6X. And you actually bring your normal sensitivities with your camera down to the normal sensitivity settings you'd use with a bolt action rifle. And those, look at how the gun is now going underneath the target. I've actually done the ADS just about right. That's a full-blown 8X, just spamming an 8X, and it's going absolutely bloody nowhere. That's 300 meters at target, and most of them are landing middle to low. That's 1,000 meters a second spam firing a Mini 14 because the ADS sensitivities on the Mini 14 matter. They really, really matter. And if you set it up like that, you're going to be a whole lot happier with your overall Mini 14 experience. Take it from me as someone that figured this stuff out. Go and set the ADS sensitivity to 300% and watch what your Mini 14 does. It goes absolutely freaking everywhere. Anyway, back to the Mini 14. It's to the point now where good mates of mine, I'm looking at you, McDingling, and others as well. I mean, I've talked to Fates about this before, and he just loves this thing. Will drop Mark 14s and such from Mini 14s. The only thing that it's negative with it, as you can see there, is in poke fights, if they can shoot, you can be in trouble. Because the Mini in those kind of situations, it still has to hit a lot of times. But at 53.9, it doesn't have to hit as much as it used to. I mean, it got a 15% baseline buff. It's brilliant in engagements like this, where you're tapping out with something that hits a lot harder than an AR. I mean, it hits harder than an AKM. By a considerable margin. It hits like an old school SKS, and you can fire them so far and so fast that all you've really got to do is get a headshot or two and the Mini 14 will drop them. I mean, it's got proper DMR headshot damage nowadays. It's funny to me because the QBU on Sanok is this gun. It was 54 damage before the Mini 14 ever got there, and people never used to use the QBU. And now the Mini 14 is all the rage, and I'm like, the Mini 14 in its current state is exactly what the QBU is on Sanok, and no one noticed just for the longest time. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a nerf to the Mini 14, but they've been very, very cagey about nerfing. The other thing that I love about the Mini is McDingling runs it a lot. I'll run a bolt action sniper. And even if they've got level 3 helmets, it will quite often be a situation where I'll headshot and then McDingling will shoot him as well. And the Mini's just so accurate. The combo is absolutely gorgeous. We've done this a lot lately. And I've done it with a lot of my other mates like Steve-O and Nev and Brett and stuff, where someone will run a Mini DMR tap and someone else will run a bolty, and they'll just work. See, watch this when I go, okay, I need to calm down and just put him in between the middle. And if I can get him in the middle, it's going to work every time. It's just unbelievable. Hey, if you put him in the 4X in the middle of that scope, you're going to have a good time, and he's going to have a real bad time. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Please remember to like the videos and subscribe. If you have ideas or comments on videos, that you'd like to see, leave them in the comments below, and I'll do my level best to make them. I've got about 50 good video ideas out of you guys because you know what you want, and what you want is more cowbell. That's an old man joke. Look after yourself, stay safe in the battlefield, and as always, bye for now. See you, team.
Watch out!